Hi, this is Amanda Shagney, Associate Director for UK Alumni Career Services, and today I'm joined by UK alumnus Sylvester Big Cat Miller. Welcome, Big Cat. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you, Amanda, for having me on today's podcast. Looking forward to participating in this alumni career service podcast and, get into a little bit more of a conversation more than just a Q&A with you today.
Definitely. So grateful to have you on board. Well, we would love to hear a little bit about your career path since you graduated from UK. What have you been up to?
I sadly, now that I think about it, graduated now 12 years ago. So I guess I'm over a decade in now of graduation. What I've been up to in those last 12 years, kind of starting from when I first graduated back in 2008. Started my career with Syngenta, working through different parts of that actual of our business units, crop protection, seed care, seed, and then moved over to Novozymes, came over to them in 2011 to Novozymes, helping lead our biological seed treatment team inside the Iowa region. And later on, Novozymes actually was acquired by Monsanto. And then I was working for Monsanto, still inside Iowa, inside Seed Apply Solutions team for the first couple of years, and later on become a regional account manager for the last 2 years, working with Winfield and Winfield United accounts there. Back in April of 2019, decided to make a big pivot inside my career and come work for Indigo Ag, commercial business based out of Memphis, Tennessee, which gave me a chance to return back to the South, get a little bit closer to Lexington, Kentucky, where I can make it back for a little bit more UK events, both academic and athletic. So here now at Indigo Ag, I'm the senior strategic account manager for our U.S. microbial business. And pretty much what that entails is I'm in charge of helping develop our distributor and retail relationships across the U.S.
That's a big job.
Yeah, it's a pretty big job, especially when you talk about a startup where we're, a lot of people like to say that they're maybe flying without a pilot. Right now, we're flying and trying to build the plane at the same time. But it's been fun.
Wow.
It's been very exciting. And also, like I say, it's great to be back in the South, be back inside SEC country.
Love it. Love it. A lot of folks who are working startup culture know that like all hands on deck when you're in a startup culture.
Oh, yeah. All hands, feet on deck. Every body part possible is on deck right now. You're a startup.
Now, tell us a little bit about what big lessons you learned so far in your career transitions. Just looking back, what have you learned?
Oh, when I look back over my whole career and thinking about some of those big transitions and things I really have learned over my time, I really have learned to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I probably say that's probably the biggest thing is, and willing to take some risks there. It's always that good saying, it's risk and rewards. There's no reward without risk there. And I think it even, as I've seen in my professional career, I mean, it goes back to the fact when I ended up coming to University of Kentucky, coming to the SEC over some of the other colleges in which I was looking at and were being recruited by, and coming over to University of Kentucky, even coming inside the College of Ag, it's one of those ones of wanting to do something a little bit different and really find my way to be successful and goals that I put in front of myself.
Yeah. Are there things that you wish you had known earlier in your career?
Things I wish I would have known earlier inside my career. Probably one of the most major things is not having to be a master of the craft to be able to look at opportunities. I think a lot of us, when we're looking at a job profile and you're seeing, which attributes or what experience they're looking for, we just go down and checking it. And, and if we can't check every, requirement or, experience that they had, then we're more likely to not apply for that role. And I think that's something which I wish I would have known a little bit earlier, because I might have tracked a little bit faster inside my career. Great. I'm happy where I am now. I've surely have, progressed inside my career. But I think if I would have thought about that a little bit earlier and a little bit and known of that, I don't have to check every requirement, every experience, every, piece of that job profile, that with my background, I can kind of move and still learn on the job. I think that would help me a lot more in my career.
That's wonderful. And what did you learn in your ag econ studies that really come into play every day at work?
What I've learned inside my ag econ studies that come into every day at work, working with people. I think over at the University of Kentucky College of Ag, One thing that we've done a pretty good job is understand that we're inside a people industry. It's
Mm-hmm.
a very the relationships in which I was building there at University of Kentucky, where I'm going to college there, has really continued on into my professional career. And then even being part of organizations, and that has helped me with my career. I'm a active member of Manners at the national level, still very active there with the University of Kentucky chapter
Great.
there, which I think we're like 10-time national champs. I think we have much national championships for UK Manners chapter as we do inside basketball there.
Nice.
But now getting a chance to work with UK Agribusiness Club and a lot of different things, giving back to university. So I think when I think about what I learned there at UK is really transferred over. Has really been that whole, being a people person, being able to network, be able to set myself inside the room, really champion myself and make those type of connections.
Throughout your studies and early in your career until now, looking back, has there been any career defining moment, a pivot of sorts?
I probably say my biggest pivot was when I decided to move from being inside the field in sales to looking at management.
Mm.
I had a great mentor. She's actually a University of Kentucky grad that really ended up really helping guide me into looking at the management side. A lot of us that were inside the field, inside sales, and those with sales experience, surely understand that we have that, that corporate vehicle, that expense account, and you get so used to that being inside sales, that quick kill and that joy of
Mm-hmm.
just going in and making that sale. And then when you move into management, especially a regional account manager, where you're working with larger accounts, things move a little bit slower. But so that kill doesn't happen repeatedly and so quickly, but it happens with what amount of time, and there's some big wins. So I think kind of took my shift from, hey, let's not look at the quick score. So I probably say it probably takes you from playing chess. I mean, it takes you to playing chess inside the management role versus checkers when you
Nice.
play sales. But like I said, that was probably my big pivotal moment. Like I said, I had to say hats off to Jackie Jenkins. Again, another UK grad. She went to grad school at University of Kentucky for helping help guide me, and with her mentorship, helped me get me to where I was inside my career right now.
It's amazing how one mentor, a few people in your life can have such an impression on your career and also your personal life too. It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I always tell people finding a mentor is great, and also mentoring others. I mean,
Hmm.
we can all learn from each other, either up or down, whatever I guess ladder you want to say there at the university or even inside corporate America. So I'm always looking for someone to be able to connect with. I mean, good people always look out for good people.
Hmm. So finding a mentor and being a mentor to others is great advice. What other advice, career advice, do you have for alumni and students that might be watching?
Um, Probably the most probably when I think about such a sharing right now is with this whole push to us becoming more virtual in the way
Hmm.
that we go about our work, or even when you're looking at getting recruited and applying for jobs. So I would say, inside today's what we like to say the new norm, I think it's going to stay the norm. You already had a lot of companies that were moving their interview platforms to more virtual interviews of
Absolutely.
screening and not really coming in the room and being in person till towards the end of that actual interview process. So I'll probably say the main thing is just having a virtual presence that really brings yourself forward as you want to be portrayed by your company. If that's your LinkedIn account, your Facebook, your IG, I don't know if UK has any type of career platform where uh, companies are able to go and look at newly graduating or young people inside the industry that they may want to recruit from University of
Mhm.
Kentucky. But I would probably say just find out how you're going to navigate this new virtual platform that we're working with from Zoom, from the recruiting side, but even once you're actually working inside this, how do you actually get across to people to be able to do business with you virtually? So how do you present yourself? How do you present your product, your company, and your craft?
Great advice. Handshakes the job board for UK students and alums to get connected to those employment opportunities. But you're right, LinkedIn is a fantastic resource to be able to source those networking leads, and having your brand out there and feeling confident in it. That's so important.
Mhm.
100%. All right,
and,
last
and, and,
question.
and now
Oh,
we talk
you're
about
good.
that. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt
You're
you,
fine.
but make sure revisit and update it. Let's sometimes I looked at LinkedIn and some counterparts that I work with, and I'll be like, okay, this picture looks like it's probably from 20 years ago. So, so when you first establish your LinkedIn profile coming out of college, let's make sure we go back and update that with a picture that's appropriate to around the same decade in which you're actually in right now.
I mean, I think you should update that photo every couple of years. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, yes, I surely would agree with that. I end up having to update mine, so mine has a little bit more gray inside the picture than what it used to from the beginning.
Love it. All right, last question for you, Big Cat. Tell us about your favorite UK memory or a favorite class or a professor that sticks in your memory.
Oh man, that's a tough one. It's just so many memories there at University of Kentucky. University of Kentucky is dear to my heart. I would probably have to say that when I think about it, Dr. Mathers is one of the ones that really pops up inside my head. I had a chance to talk to him and also Susan Skees when I was actually looking at coming to the College of Ag, and was really like, hey, my family does farm. Do I really want to go to school to learn about farming? And it was like, hey, agriculture is more than just farming. Like, you got econ, you got engineering, communications going down. And they said, look, Sylvester, people always going to eat, drink, and smoke, no matter how good or how bad the economy is. Ag is all three of those. So I think with Dr. Mathers and Susan Skees there, they surely help me inside my progression. And then also one of my fraternity brothers had to say, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Dr. Quentin Tyler, now
Yeah.
at Michigan State University. I think now he's president of diversity and inclusion there, equity and inclusion. But he was another big one that helped bring me over into the College of Ag and really pushed me to not only pursue my degree, but also be active. He got me involved inside manners. And I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, I think at the College of Ag, like I said, with Ag being such a people industry and so much about the relationships that you build, I think at the University of Kentucky we do a great job of actually being open to people, establish a relationship with those that we would consider to be leaders there
Yes.
at the college. And even since I left, they've been just as helpful as I was when I was there paying tuition. Well, I was on football scholarship, so while the University of Kentucky athletic program was paying my tuition, but still, since I've left there, things have just been as open as it was when I was there as a student.
I got to ask, tell me about the nickname Big Cat.
So the nickname Big Cat, it's a pretty simple one. A lot of people think it has a lot of details to it. It's very simple. Never played football until I came to high school. So my high school coach found out that my name was Sylvester. He said, man, that is a long name for me to be screaming out this whole time. So he was like, do you have any nicknames? I was like, no, I don't. So he was like, Sylvester the cat. So the nickname became Big Cat. Granted, when I came to University in Kentucky, it fit very well being Big Cat.
Yeah.
And inside high school, it was a great nickname to have because I could tell how happy it was with my play, depending on my nickname, because usually my nickname would go from Big Cat to Fat Cat, depending on how good I was playing. So, or if he was really upset, then it was just Big Fat or whatever. So it's one of those nicknames that was able to give me a nice little temperature gauge to what was going on there. But then at University of Kentucky, later on, ended up changing the C to a K. Once I pledged that Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated Kappa
Nice.
Tau chapter at University of Kentucky, and I started spelling it with the K. So that's really the real short end of the name. It's just easy. It's Sylvester the cat. So I'm a pretty big Sylvester, so let's call me Big Cat.
I love it. I love it. Well, Big Cat, thank you so much for sharing your story with the UK community. We're really grateful for your engagement, and we wish you so much success in your future next steps as you progress in your career.
All right, then sounds good. Well, before we sign off, let me get a CATS, cats,
Cats, cats,
cats.
cats.
Let's go. Big
Have a
Blue
great day,
Nation.
everyone. Bye bye.
Have a good day.